In the world of social media, it seems like everyone is trying to monetize. Post your content and hope for virality, even though virality nowadays basically means nothing anymore. Everyone wants to get up their watch time, the views, the likes, the comments, the shares. The numbers going up stroke the ego quite nicely now, doesn't it? The attention economy is only beginning. You can't have a hobby anymore. You have to monetize it. Everyone always asks you, well, what are you going to do with that? Or how are you going to turn that into a business? Why can't we just enjoy things just to enjoy things anymore? Not everything has to be about money or monetization or brand deals or advertisements and all that stuff. Sometimes I just enjoy things just to enjoy them, and I just sit and appreciate it. The world of social media has sucked the soul out of everyone's lives. What if they just cut off everyone's income all at once? Now, wouldn't that be something? What are people going to do? This is just some food for thought. You don't have to turn everything into content. You don't have to explain your whole life or everything like that. At least I don't think you should or feel that you need to. If you enjoy what you do without having an audience, then why don't you just do it without having an audience? I'd argue that enjoying your hobbies without an audience is how it should be. Personally, I find it very enjoyable when I don't have to record, or sometimes I just want to sit and chill and just paint and stuff. However, I still want to turn this into a business eventually, so I have to do what I have to do. Once you start turning something into a business, though, does it take the joy out of your hobby? It suddenly turned into a job unexpectedly, and now you find it hard to enjoy what you once had. You're so concerned about monetization that you forget what it means to just play your instrument. You forget what it means just to paint on a canvas. You forget what it means to just forge your creation. You're now worried about the hook of your video. You're now worried about the lighting of your video. You're now worried about if you're even good enough. You're worried about all the right angles, and if your camera is set up correctly. You have to learn more other things. There are many more obstacles now for you, and it gets to the point where you don't even want to create anymore. Once that happens, you just kind of certainly give up, and now you just don't ever create. Is that what you wanted in the first place? You now have to learn other tools. You have to learn how to market yourself. You need to learn how to edit your videos. You have to learn about retention. You have to learn about branding, and the list just keeps going. When I first started wanting to monetize myself, I started a couple years ago, and honestly, it was really rough because I just didn't enjoy it. It was taking the joy out of what I was creating, and I was so focused more on content than actually making my product good. It was harder to make better music or good art because you're so focused on so many other things that it just takes the joy out of everything. I believe over time you do get used to it, and you still have to kind of figure out that pathway for yourself if you really want to turn this into a business and monetize yourself. However, that's kind of what social media has been drilling into people's heads. Sometimes people didn't even know that they even wanted to monetize, or if they do you even want to monetize? The goal to monetize that you didn't even want before, but it was just drilled into your head from social media that you have to start. However, that start is what's going to make you end sooner because you never wanted to do it. If you believe that you'll regret not trying, then be my guest to monetize and put your all into it, but do not force it upon yourself if you're not willing to try. Do not force yourself if you think it'll take the fun out of everything. Personally, I do find enjoyment in doing all this stuff. It's fun for me. I like educating myself and learning more about it and learning new tools. Some people just don't want to do that, and that's okay. Now we have hustle culture. Remember when everyone was on their grind? I'm not saying that you don't have to work hard, but the culture is kind of toxic, and the sphere around it basically makes people their identity is their work and their personality. And then that's all they know how to do. And some of those people, they can do that. However, not everyone needs to do that. I agree you need to work. I agree you need some kind of purpose, but a culture, I don't know if you necessarily need a culture around work. It's like when you work for a corporate job and they're saying that we're treating everyone like family. That's not always the case. They kind of just do that for the parasocial relationship and all that kind of stuff. That's just kind of how it works. So I don't know why you have to force a culture upon us when cultures are normally built naturally through time and evolution and all that kind of stuff. With your work, you can build your own community and brand over time if you're so well pleased. You can have your own beliefs of what it means to grind and what it means to work hard. Work at your own pace. Some people can work 80 hours a week, while some others can only work 50. Some people can only work 30 to 40. Some people don't want to work at all. In that time, you can find your purpose, which is what you can choose. Pick your path and pick the pace you want to go at. Some of us are more eager than others to get ahead and do this whole monetization thing and content creation and all that good stuff. However, once you find your path though, it will be a lot easier to hustle and to grind because you'll enjoy doing it to the point where it doesn't actually feel like work, because that's what happened to me. I found a sense of purpose by living through my loneliness and coming out the other end. And by the other end, I mean kind of sinking farther into what it means and staring back at my own shadow. So it takes time, so be patient and you'll get there. So maybe by the end of this video, maybe you don't want to monetize. Maybe you kind of just want to chill back and like enjoy what you want to enjoy, and you don't have to think about all that other stuff that I was talking about earlier. Well, that's all I got to say, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. Like, comment, subscribe, and check the description if you are interested. I'll talk to you in the next one, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.